Hello, this is Marguerite Hall. We're at the Quesnel Art Gallery. We've just finished hanging our new show, which runs from April the 8th to the 29th. This is a show by Nicole, Johnston. It's a photography show, and it's called Cowboys and Cowgirls of the Cariboo. There are 29 works hanging on the wall, so we want you to come down and take a look. Nicole, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into photography.
I've taken pictures for much of my life, and it's just something that comes naturally to me. It's a really big escape for me, and it's my sanity when my days are crazy busy, and it helps me to take a pause and appreciate life and the beauty of it when I slow down enough to take pictures.
When you slow down enough to take pictures, because you have 4 children. How often do the children come out with you when you go to these ranches? When you went to these ranches, were the kids with you?
This project they didn't really take along much for, but other projects they have. So my Water's Edge project that is ongoing, that one they've gone all over the province with me for, and my Wildfires project that was a few years ago, they were all over the province with me for that one. So I get a lot of grumbling and moaning about all these places we're going to and how many times we stop to take pictures, but I think at the end of the day they're proud of me, and they'll be excited to see this show when they get to come to the gallery. So
good. Hopefully I'm here when they come in. I get to meet them. So you did have a show 2 years ago. It was on the wildfires from 2017, and then I have seen some of your photographs of the water, your kids in water doing all sorts of things, and now you're doing Cowboys and Cowgirls. So this is my question to you: what inspires you? Those are 3 very different subject matters, right? So what inspires you?
I like to tell stories. So when I see a story there that hasn't been told, then I'm inspired to keep going with it. So I'm kind of in with the Cowboys and Cowgirls of Quesnel because I'm part of the team roping club and I have a horse, and so just hanging out with those people more and more, I realized that there was a story there that needed to be told, and that this breed of people is much different than the average breed of people that you see in the world. So I wanted to dive into it more and look really at how much cattle ranching has changed over the last decade, even century, and see if they are still doing things the same way they used to. And much of what I found is that they do things the same way. And
just with newer equipment.
Well, newer equipment, but they're also still using horses, and they still use cows, or they still use dogs to herd cattle and stuff like that. So, kind of one of the bigger questions to me was, well, why are you still doing it this way when there's side-by-sides and there's quads and there's all different ways to do things, right? And the bottom line is that it's the best way, and that it's an environmentally friendly practice, and it's less stressful on the cattle to use horses and dogs.
How do you describe your photographic style?
I try to stick solely to documentary photography because I'm trying to stay true to that art form. Most of my training has been in documentary photography, so I don't alter the scene, I don't direct any of the people I'm taking pictures of. It's all up to me to move my body to get the shots that I do. So, and I just find that a much more genuine way to take pictures, and it's an honest way to tell stories because you're not altering anything. It is what it is. So that's always my goal with my photography is to take pictures that are authentic.
Okay, so I think you've answered this, but let's talk about it again. What story do you want to tell with these photos?
I want to tell the story of these brave men and women. I've been on the back of a horse that doesn't want to go into the roping box, and let me tell you, it's an exciting adventure, and it gets your adrenaline going every single time. So what makes these people come back out every Saturday and Sunday to practice? What makes these people go to these rodeos all over the countryside to compete? Like, I'm not even at that place yet, and I just can't even fathom it. Like, I still have so far to go with my mare that to me, it's just such a feat to get a horse to leave a box like that with all the pressure of this cow running down the arena And to keep up with them and to be in perfect position and then to swing the rope and actually catch the cow is like, I don't know. I still don't know how they do it. I can only catch the heel-o-matic. But it's, there's a lot to it. And I also respect the people that I've been around because they really cherish their cattle and they treat them really well. And it's important to them that they have a good quality of life. And many of the cattle that are used for the team roping club in town here are trained athletes, just like the horses are. They know that they've got to go down that chute and then they've got to leave the chute and, you know, and run straight down the arena. And it takes a bit of conditioning in the spring to get the cattle doing what they need to be doing so that people can compete. But they're athletes too, just like the horses. So it's nice.
So looking around at all of these, you've got some that are outside, some that are in the arena, some that are action, some are standing still. But all of them show these men and women who are absolutely focused on what they're doing. Even the cattle seems to be focused on what they're doing and comfortable with themselves in doing it. This is their pride, this is their life, this is their livelihood. This is who they are.
Yeah.
And it comes through on a number of the photographs just of the people. This is who they are.
Mm-hmm.
They are the Cowboys and Cowgirls of the Cariboo. I love this show. Okay, so among these works, which ones are your favorites?
I love the one with the rope tied to the saddle horn. It's a calm, quiet moment for a ranch horse, just to get to stand there for a minute or two while the cows are doing their thing and the Cowboys and Cowgirls are figuring out what's next. The horses that are used for ranch work are phenomenal, like unbelievably trained. They know their job. You know, they pin their ears when they're chasing the cows and they stop when they're told to, and they're just, that's always been something I've admired about the Western lifestyle, is that the horses are unbelievably trained. And there's nothing like riding a good, well-broke ranch horse. So yeah, I like that picture. I love this one of Gary on his horse. It's another quiet moment where he's just standing there and the horse has got a little blade of grass coming out of her mouth and she's happy. She's doing her job and she knows what her job is, and she's there with Gary and they ride all day long and they're gonna get it done. Now this one's exciting for me because it was one of the first team roping pictures I took, and it's an exciting event, let me tell you. There was several times I thought I was going to get run over, but I didn't. So this was the one of the horse leaving the roping box, and let me tell you, it's a major feat to get a horse to leave a roping box without rearing or bucking or trying to dump you in the dirt, because that's what my horse tries to do every time. It's a really exciting event, and it puts a lot of pressure on horses. When they hear those cattle in that chute and they hear that chute open, it's like they're gone, and you better be holding on tight. Oh no, it's this one right here.
Ah.
Okay. So this was a colt breaking clinic that I attended, and while it was a pretty mild colt breaking clinic compared to my experiences with brand new horses being roped to ride, none of them bucked, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping for an exciting event to take pictures of, but none of them bucked. And that is the best way to train them, is to train them so that there's no chaos and explosions and all of that. But it's kind of exciting. You can see the movement in it. I can tell she's holding on with her other hand to the back of the saddle because she thinks maybe this little colt will try something. They were really brave people in this clinic, riding with just a halter and lead rope. I've never started a colt like that. I've always had a bit in their mouth and had something to hold on to. So yeah, it was a really cool experience. What else can I say? I don't know. And it's interesting that this gentleman puts a rope around their back leg to just give that extra element of control if the horse decides to try and buck or do something like that. So it just kept the rider safe on their back. but it was a fun clinic to hang out with them for, and I hope to do more photography for them in the future.
You have a book
I do.
coming out.
I do.
It's at the printers.
It is at the printers.
Can you tell me about that?
So it'll be ongoing. So this will be the first volume of the series of books I'm predicting. I don't know how far I'll take the project, but I'm not ready to stop at this point. So I've got some leads on other ranches in other parts of the province that I'm going to go and visit with my horse, hopefully be photographing from horseback and get that perspective out in the pasture and the field as well. Yeah, so it'll be called Cowboys and Cowgirls of the Cariboo, Volume 1, and then I'm just going to keep shooting, and hopefully there'll be more volumes coming out in the future. And it's going to have all of the pictures in this show plus additional ones. So I did, most of these sessions were like half day, full day kind of hangouts, or I'd go hang out for a length of time. And so there's some pictures that didn't make the cut for the art show, but they will be in the book. And it's going to have some quotes in there and words of wisdom.
And you've put this together yourself?
Yeah, I have a mentor in Virginia, so her name is Angela Ramsey, and she's helped me out with assembling this show, picking the pictures, and guiding me in the project as well. So she's helping me put the book together.
It'll be available here.
Yes.
It'll be available from you from your Facebook page.
Yes.
No, you have a website.
I do.
So it'll be available there, and it'll be at
I'm
Books
hoping
and
to
Co.
get an Amazon ISBN as well. So we'll see where that goes, but it is going to be published through Blurb, so that it'll be available through Blurb as well.
Very cool. Very cool. Anything else that you'd like to say about this show, Nicole?
Well, my greatest drive for doing these projects lots of times is the country I get to see and the people I get to meet and the experiences I get to have, right? I mean, I traveled all over the province for my wildfires project, and this is more local, but it's still so cool to go and see how people do things and to hang out and have conversations about horses and cattle and the lifestyle and living in the Cariboo. And these people are tough. They go out there in 40 below and deliver calves, and they're they saddle up their horses in snow blizzards and go move cattle around. Like it's I'd like to think I'm tough enough to do that, but I don't know. There's days when I'm just content being at home in my warm, cozy house. So I have a lot of respect and admiration for them, and it's not a clean job, and it's sometimes a really hard job, and I just really admire them.
Well, I think you've captured all of that here. Well, not the 40 below stuff, but you've captured their life. And I hope that we have, I know it's the pandemic, but I do hope that people will come in and look, because it's well worth an afternoon visit to the art gallery. Thank you.
You're welcome.